I am 55 years old, and I've had to start over more than once. Not because I wanted to, but because I stayed too long in things that stopped fitting. Careers, situations, versions of myself that worked until they didn't. And every time, starting over wasn't the hard part. It was admitting it was time. That's where most guys get stuck. I mean, I built a life that looked great on paper. Dream career, great status, salary, respect, recognition, everything. From the outside, I looked Ritz-Carlton, sharp, had it together. But inside, I felt Olive Garden, empty, unfulfilled. And no amount of unlimited free breadsticks would fill that void. It was like I was running on autopilot every day, right? Nothing was broken, but nothing was progressing either. And I remember telling myself, just get through this stretch. Things will calm down. I just need a break. Yeah, no, that wasn't the problem. It wasn't burnout. It was misalignment. Because here's how this actually works. You don't wake up one day unhappy and unfulfilled, right? It happens slowly, quietly. You start tolerating things your younger self wouldn't have. You keep your mouth shut at work more than you would have. You say yes to things you normally wouldn't have. You start second guessing yourself more. And it's not because you're confused, it's because you've trained yourself to override your own instincts. And that's where the shit gets dangerous. Because the cost isn't obvious at first. I mean, you're still performing, still getting paid, still showing up. But underneath, you start losing things. Your edge, your speed, your ability to trust yourself. And once that starts slipping, everything slows down. Opportunities pass. You stare at decisions you would have handled in 5 minutes 2 years ago. Now they just sit there like a bad smell. You keep walking past. You feel less confident. You used to be the man with the plan, and now you're the man without an answer. That's not just a feeling, that's performance leakage. That's the deal you didn't close, the opportunity you didn't even see. That's the younger guy on your team starting to look sharper than you, not because he is, but because he's moving and you're hesitating. And most guys try to fix it by thinking more. More analysis, more planning, more time in their own head. That's the trap. You don't need more thinking, you need cleaner decisions. That's exactly why I built the No BS Thinking Toolkit. Okay, it's not journaling, it's not exercises. It's simple frameworks that cut through the noise so you can make decisions faster and actually move again. The link is in the description. Now, I see this all the time with the guys I work with. One guy was an engineer for a tech company, sharp as hell, successful by every normal metric. But behind the scenes, he told me, fuck, every day feels like Groundhog Day. I don't feel present when I play with my wife and kids, and I'm afraid I'll miss their childhood. I mean, dude was performing, he was just disconnected. He thought he needed to blow up his life. No, that's a misperception. We just adjusted it, recalibrated where he was tolerating things that didn't fit. And within weeks, started feeling present with his wife and kids. Wife even noticed, right? She said, wow, you don't take your phone when you go play with your kids anymore. That's the shift. Not a new career, not some dramatic reinvention, just him operating like himself again. Another guy worked in hospitality, different situation, but same pattern. High performer, everything felt heavy. He said, shit, even simple decisions feel like work now. That's a red flag most people ignore. So we mapped out where he was hesitating, and we fixed that. Within a month, he wasn't just clearer, he was moving again. Faster decisions, no more second guessing. Conversations got shorter because he was clear. Decisions didn't get questioned, they got executed. And at home, he wasn't sitting there half present thinking about work, he was actually there. See, this is where most people get it wrong. They think starting over means burning everything to the ground, take massive risk, start from zero. No, that's not reality. That's fear turning a complex situation into two bad options. Stay or destroy everything. You're acting like your only options are stay stuck or burn your life to the ground. That's not strategy. That's panic dressed up as logic. You remove what doesn't fit and you realign without detonating your life. Because if you don't just stay where you are, you drift. And drift is dangerous because it doesn't feel urgent. Years go by, still successful, still functioning, but you're not you anymore. And that's how a man becomes a passenger in his own life. So the question isn't, should I start over? It's this, because the longer you wait, the more this becomes who you are. Not the guy who's capable of more, the guy who knows he is, but does nothing about it. So what are you actually gonna do with that? I mean, the only thing keeping you there is the fact that you won't make a decision. Cheers.